I am late. I'm so sorry. I overran a nail appointment, so I was trying to get done as quickly as possible, but it's just one of those things. You just can't, yeah. Oh, I feel all flustered now. Okay, right. I'm ready. Let's go. So tonight we have Samantha, who is going to be on Unbreakable Voices. So I am just waiting to grab Samantha. So let me just wait for her to come on and then we can begin. Oh, how is everybody? Weather in the UK is just so hit and miss. Like 1 minute it's good, next minute it's not, then it's good, then it's not. I literally can't keep on top of it. I'm just waiting for Samantha to come on, and then right, just waiting. Just message her. Love technology. Right, so let me just wait for Samantha to join. Any minute now. She's typing. Never done this. How do I get on? Hold on, folks. You need to click on my live story. It's really funny. It's only until I started doing a live that you really realise that a lot of people have not done a live before. So yeah, but I'm just waiting for her. She's seen my message, so hopefully she will. There we go. There she is. Right. So Samantha, I'm gonna click. Well, you've just clicked go live. And done. It's either one of the two ways. I can never remember whether or not I have to request you or you request. Okay, let me cancel, and then I'm going to hold on. Right, I've requested you join. Can you click on that? No, you just requested me again. I can never remember which way around it is. Let me accept. Go live. I don't think it's that way. I think. Right, let me. Samantha isn't able to join. Wonderful. Oh, where's she gone? Accept. Oh,
are we live?
Are we on? Aha! Yay! You think I would actually know how to do this now? And I'm like, oh, I just never remember which way around it is. So,
Well, a week with each time you do it, I guess.
Ridiculous. Right, we're here. We're here.
Good to see you.
And you, I'm so sorry I'm running late. I was doing a nail client and it overtook. And I kept looking at the clock time and I was like, oh no.
Well, we're here. That's the main thing.
Yeah, we are.
I was going to say,
right.
How's your half term going?
It's okay because the weather's been so hit and miss. It's been really hard. Like, I haven't been able to really sort of plan to do anything with the kids because I never know what the weather's going to be like. You have like 3 seasons in one day, so
It's mad, isn't it?
yeah, it's just always the way. Like, but normally end of May, it's normally all right.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. How's yours been?
Yeah, my children are a little bit older, so yeah, I'm just working. It's fine.
Easier.
Yeah.
Much easier. Right, okay. So, for anyone who is watching and doesn't know me, my name is Sharon. I am the Cancer Mum Cheerleader. I was diagnosed with cancer 4 years ago. I am all okay now, but after the cancer, I left my job in accounts and I decided to work for myself. And I now have Cancer Mum Cheerleader, where I'm mentoring other mums and building the community. And this is where Unbreakable Voices has come into play because after beating cancer, I'm now a woman on a mission and I'm trying to raise as much awareness and help other people tell their stories. And this is why we're here tonight to hear the lovely Samantha's story. So, do you prefer Samantha or Sam?
I am a Samantha,
You are
Sharon, yeah.
Samantha. Okay. I just thought I'd best ask because okay, so Samantha. So tell me a bit about yourself and what life looks like before the cancer diagnosis.
So I guess life before cancer, I think I'm going to have to say this because it is important for later on. I was a daughter, a granddaughter, sister, niece, cousin, wife, mom, aunt, friend. And I like those labels because I'm blessed to have them.
Mm.
But they also gave me a reason during the cancer to keep going. So yes, those labels were important to me. I think I was a person before cancer who had a small circle of friends. I didn't talk about my business, really didn't feel the need to. I was one that kept very quiet about things that were happening to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, worked part-time, mother of 2 girls, married. Yeah, life was good, just ticking along.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So how did you find out about your cancer?
Mine was through my mammogram. I turned 50 during COVID, so I missed my 50th mammogram. And
Okay.
then fast forward 2 years, 3 years, friends around the same age were talking about their mammograms, and I was like, oh, do you know what? I'd never had one. And they were like, what are you doing? You're like, you should have had it already. So I'm like, okay. So I contacted the surgery and made my appointment, went along to my mammogram, didn't think anything of it. And I totally forgot that perhaps I should have been getting results. So 6 months later, another friend had said they'd got the results. And it was all new to me. I didn't know when to expect these results or if to get any results. And so they said, yeah, you should have had results. I rang the breast cancer clinic, and for some reason I'd been missed with them telling me because I'd actually been recalled, and they said, you need to come back in. So I was like, okay. And I was just like, and it was all new to me. So I was like, well, and they said, don't worry about a recall because it's your first one. We don't have anything to go by. So we're just going to have a more thorough. And I'd had a mobile mammogram, and they said, come into the clinic. They're often a lot stronger and better. So I was like, okay, well, this makes sense. So off I trot, didn't think anything of it, had my mammogram, and I was expecting to go home. And they said, hang around, we just need to check a few things. Called me back in, and they said, there's some areas that we're not sure about. They didn't say any areas of concern or anything. They just said, we just want to have a better look. Do you mind if we had a lumpectomy? No clue what that was. I'm glad I didn't because it hurt.
What is it? I don't know what.
It's where they take, it's a biopsy. So
Okay.
they're taking bits of your breast out. I mean, it is a really fine needle. It's just like a lot of bruising afterwards. So they took 2 areas, just tiny bits, and they said they were leaving markers in place, which were like stainless steel things, just really half the size of your nail. Yeah, I know. And I was like, this is going to be in me for life now. And they were like, well, yeah, but they're tiny. It's just so your next mammogram will know that those areas of concern have been watched and they're fine.
Okay.
So I was like, okay. And then they did the lumpectomy and they said, you need to see a consultant now. So I was like, this is all rather strange for my first mammogram. You know, I don't recall my friends doing this. Anyway, off I went to the consultant. Her face was that of confusion. So she said, can I examine you? I said, yeah, not a problem. She examined me. 2 other consultants then came in and examined me. And still at that point, they were like, it's okay, we're just double checking things. So I was like, okay. I was trusting what they were saying, and I didn't, you know, have any concerns. And they said, we'll call you back in for when you've got your biopsy results. So off I went home. And then I got an appointment for my biopsy results. And I think the fact that they say biopsy, you start thinking then about things. So I remember saying to my husband, you know, if this is, what are we going to do? And he said, you know, let's not discuss it yet until we've got something to worry about. Well, me being typical wife, I don't really listen to my husband. So I had an idea in my head what I would do if I was given, you know, the news that I didn't necessarily want at that point. So again, we got called back in, and my husband was with me, and the consultant, she asked me loads of questions. I was in there for about 10 minutes before she examined me as well, asked me my breast, my bra size, and when my period started, had I gone through the menopause. It was loads of questions. I was like, can you just please tell me biopsy results? And I got dressed again, and she sat me down. She went, well, it's cancer. I was like, wow. Almost like, would you like a cup of tea?
Wow.
I was just like, wow, okay. Your world kind of stops at that point, doesn't it? Yeah. It's almost slow motion. I remember just staring at her, and she was talking like, and Sharon, I can't actually remember what she was saying because I could see her mouth moving, but I wasn't listening. And then I came to again, and she said that I would need an operation. I was like, okay. And she was like, mastectomy. And I was like, right, okay. So I was just getting my head around that, and I was like, right, so when are we looking? She said 3 weeks' time.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't speak, but my husband he was asking all the questions, and he was like, you know, why has she got to lose the breast? Is there any other option? He was really fighting my corner. He was asking the questions that had I been in the right frame of mind, I would have probably asked. Yeah. But then it transpired that what I had was ductal carcinoma in situ, DCIS, and it was 12 centimetres round. So that's why I had to, yeah, it was too big. They couldn't save my breast, it had to go.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So at that point, I was like, okay. And I think I'd started breathing again at that point, and I remember thinking, well, do you know what? I could have been sat here and you could have said I was terminal. I could have had a lot worse news. So taking a floppy body part from me allows me to stay pestering those that I love. I'm happy with that. Take both of them. And
That's an amazing mindset. Oh my gosh. That's so good.
Yeah, it was mad because I just couldn't think of anything else, and I thought, yeah, come on, let's do this. Then we've got to do it. And I said, and I'm a person that likes symmetry. And when she said one breast, I was like, oh gosh, how am I going to look? That's going to look really odd. I was like, can't you take the other one? And she was just, I think she was a bit shocked, because I think most people would be fighting at that point. But I was just like, I don't want to look odd, And she said, she suggested reconstruction. We talked about reconstruction, but at that point, everything had happened far too fast for me. From my first mammogram to being diagnosed and having, being told mastectomy, I said, let's just do one thing at a time. Let's just get this cancer out of my body and gone.
Yeah, absolutely.
we'll deal with it later.
I mean, you had a lot to deal with then, so fast. Like, how did you cope with telling your family and your friends?
If I'm honest, I think that was the hardest part,
Mm,
seeing the pain in their eyes and knowing that I was the reason for that pain.
yeah.
Um, but also it gave me the strength to fight it. Yeah, it's only 18 months ago that I had it. So yeah, thinking about it, yeah, it still gets me emotional. The pain in my girls' eyes. My girls were 23 and 24 at the time. So to them, boobs, when you're younger,
Mm,
your breast and your body, it's your
everything. Yeah.
object. It's your best thing, isn't it? And and they both said, "Mum, it's your boobs." And I was like, "Yeah, but you have to understand, I'm a lot older. I'm 30 years down the line.
Yeah.
My boobs have done their job. They fed my girls.
Yeah.
Um, I'd been married 33 years at the time, and I just made a joke. I said, your father's had his fun. They've done their job. They are just a floppy body part at this point in my life.
Yeah.
Um, so, yeah, I think once we made a joke of it and they realised that I was okay, because I think like any mum, it's your kids that give you strength. You find that inner strength.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't even a poker face. I was determined to fight it. I said, it's a shit deal, but we'll get through
Yeah.
it. And I'm not going anywhere,
No.
and I was determined.
That's the thing. When I found out, it was like my stubbornness has always been a pain in the bum, but I was like, no, this is the time that I'm going to use it. I'm not leaving. Like, no.
Yeah, your stubbornness, this was what it was leading up to.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good for you.
What advice would you give anyone then who has just been diagnosed and they're sort of trying to come to terms with telling family?
I would say, do you? It's such a personal journey for all of us. I have since spoken to people. I'm very open about it, and I was a private person. I've heard people that have gone through it alone and not told family and friends, and that's okay. But for me, I knew I needed to be honest in order to fight it, and have my down days if I needed, and they would understand. I would say be gentle with yourself. Baby steps.
Mm,
And it is a personal journey. There is no right or wrong.
no. And you have so many emotions. Like, I remember as well feeling like guilty, and it was then like, and it was my fault, and that I had this thing in me, and it's like, it's not, and you're so hard on yourself, and you have to be kind to yourself and be gentle and just take day by day.
That's really good advice, isn't it? Be kind to yourself, because as ladies, we're not.
No.
And speak to yourself like you would your best friend.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I've heard someone say that the other day, and I was like, do you know what? That's so true. I'm such a bitch to myself.
Aren't we?
I'm so horrible. I wouldn't be friends with me. No. So staying strong for others, how do you think that affected then you going through having cancer?
I was fighting for them more than I was fighting for myself.
Yeah.
And I think I'm a spiritual person, and I do a lot of meditation anyway. And I'll be honest, when I went under, as I was in the prep room, when they give you the anaesthetic, I did say to God, if you're not going to cure me, don't wake me up.
Mm,
So when I woke up, I had 100% faith that I was cured. This wasn't going to kill me.
I love.
That gave me a lot of comfort.
Mm.
And when my husband picked me up, I came out of the ward smiling and laughing with the nurse. And he said to me, he said, "What the heck?" He said, "Are you okay?" And I went, "I'm absolutely fine. I'm alive. This is my, this is my rebirth." And it was my new normal.
Yeah.
So being strong wasn't really an issue for me. It was just the mother strength. I would put it
Yeah.
down. When you go that extra mile, when you're absolutely shattered and you think you can't go any further, and you just look at your kids and you're like, "Yeah, I can do this."
That's the thing. They give is a crazy amount of strength that they give you. And I mean, my two were young, so I hadn't told them. I only told my daughter last year when she was 13, and I haven't told my son yet. But it was the fact that they were giving me this strength, and I didn't even know they were giving me this strength.
Don't they?
It's it's amazing. It really
It
is. They
is.
can,
Motherhood is a blessing.
oh,
Yeah.
it really is. So what treatment did you have for the cancer, and did you have any treatment after?
Okay. Now, this is what I struggled with, Sharon. I consider myself a cancer imposter because as it transpired, once the breast was gone and I got the results, they took away 4 lymph nodes. My lymph nodes were clear. The
Mm.
VCIS diagnosis was stage 0, meaning, and I was menopausal. So, although my cancer was estrogen positive, being menopausal, I wasn't having any hormones in my body anyway.
Mm.
So I had no treatment after. Yeah,
Oh, oh
yeah.
wow.
Yeah, so I feel an imposter amongst
Oh,
you
you're
guys.
not. No. Take that back right now. Like, you're
Yeah,
not
I
an
do. I have a real issue with it when I'm around, you guys who have gone through the chemo and the radiation. Total respect, because yeah, and even taking drugs now, I'm not on any tamoxifen or anastrozole, isn't it? Don't have any of it. I just had the operation, took my breast away, and that was it.
There's not there's no just in just having your breast removed. Like there's no just in that. So let's be clear. I mean, I kind of felt a bit like that with because I didn't have any support from Macmillan, and I thought, well, maybe my cancer isn't serious enough. Like maybe it's not up there with all the rest of them. Like I don't know.
It's a bit
So I
crazy what
get
we
what
do.
you mean, but no, there's no just. So let's just let's get rid of that.
So I do
Um,
consider myself one of the unluckiest people.
yeah, I get that. Yeah, yeah. I mean, the mindset that like I think you've had from the beginning is just incredible, and it's so hard to get into that positive mindset. But I think if you do, and if you do early on, it really will spur you through your whole journey.
Yeah, it's a cliche, isn't it? But I think positivity is the
It
key.
really
Um,
is.
keeping well, just yeah, finding joy in the little things. Um, and actually, when the night I got told, I didn't sleep that night at all. I had so many thoughts going through my mind, and then I went on to Facebook, and because of the time difference, I got talking to people in groups, breast cancer groups in America, and they were showing me, they were great. They were showing me pictures of what they were post surgery and things. So I felt I knew what I was going into as well.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh, that's good.
yeah, that gave me a lot of strength as well. Um,
Absolutely.
and I just see it as my new normal. I realized then that I could have been so much worse. My mastectomy was life altering. It wasn't life changing.
Mm,
Nothing changed in my world. I hadn't lost an arm or a leg. I could still get about.
yeah.
Um, and that was my positive. I just kept saying that, it's life altering. It's not life changing at
Yeah.
all.
We've had a comment. Rosie has said, "You've been through being told you had cancer. I felt like that as my child had it, and I didn't, so I felt the same." So then she,
Oh,
yeah, imposter syndrome as well. That's the thing. Cancer doesn't just affect the person who's having it; it affects everybody around you.
yeah, yeah. Gosh, and I hope your child's okay now. Yeah, I can't even begin to imagine that
Mm.
either. Again, I was lucky. It was me, not my
Mm.
child.
So, what support did you have going through, going through the surgery and then after?
Support was amazing. That's when I said, I was all those titles, a daughter, sister. My family just, yeah, they were fantastic, stepped up, and just allowed me the space to be whatever I wanted. They were there, and I think, and also online. I'd never, like I said, I've never been a socially outwardly person. But once you start talking to others, and I personally needed other people who had been in that situation to tell me their stories,
Mm.
just to take the fear away. And yeah, I did lots of talking, and from day one, I was working, and obviously I went off, and I remember my boss saying to me, "Do you want me to tell people? I can keep it under wraps. You don't need to tell anybody." And I went, "No, actually, tell them.
Mm.
I think we need to get it out there. Let's take away the taboo. I've got nothing to be ashamed of. I'm not ashamed of my
No.
body. I've got one breast. So what? That doesn't define me. Yeah, tell the world. I don't mind. If people want to talk, and my husband always laughs at me now because I've shown my chest off to the world and his wife, whoever. I can be talking to strangers and I'll be like, "Do you want to see it?" If we've been having a conversation about it.
Mm.
Because I want that taboo taken
Yeah.
away, that I imagine people looking at me going, "Oh." And actually, I think I've got a really beautiful scar. I think it's so tidy. It's fine.
That's the thing. I was the same from get-go. I wanted to talk about it, and people wouldn't want to talk about it. They wouldn't know what to say. I'd be walking, and I remember seeing a friend, and she'd cross the road because she didn't want to have a conversation with me. And it was like, I'm still me. Like, I haven't changed. I'm still the same. And it's just, it is. I did a post about it the other day. This taboo needs to just be squashed. Like,
I saw
cancer,
it.
unfortunately, it's everywhere. And it's not gonna, people aren't gonna know what to look for if you don't talk about it and if you don't tell them what symptoms to look for or what signs to look for. And it's just, oh, it's so frustrating.
And
So frustrating.
yeah, I think they need the likes of your posts and that to show
Mm.
that you're healthy, you're living your life, nothing's changed. You know,
Mm.
it's not the death. Um,
It's not a death sentence.
no, like it was back in the day. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
it's horrible because, people do lose their battle to it. But what they would want us to do is raising awareness, is telling our story. And
absolutely.
that's why we're doing this. Okay, so what did cancer impact the most, and did it change how you see yourself as a woman or as a mum?
I think the main impact it had was on my mental health, uh,
Mm.
in a positive way. I'm glad your son's okay now. That's brilliant. Bless him. Um, I think I've been a Debbie Downer. Things, little things, silly things. I used to
Mm.
get so annoyed at. And going through it and sitting in that chair and being told that you had cancer. It's just like the little things. Let them go,
So mediocre.
aren't they?
Yep.
And I wish not that I wish everybody to have cancer, but I just wish everybody had that light bulb moment because
Yeah.
life would be so much better.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I think that's what it impacted most with me. I think I'm a lot more happier day to day. I'm happier with the humdrum. I'm happy, I don't know, with the bills even, you know, because I'm alive to be getting bills and
Yeah.
moaning and groaning. Yeah, that was a massive impact. And what was the other question, Sharon? Sorry, I forgot.
And did it change how you saw yourself as a mum?
No, not at all. From the time I came home, my operation was September the 11th, which was Twin Towers when 9/11. And a young friend of my daughter said, she was like 23 at the time as well, and she was like, "You're losing your own Twin Towers." Like,
I love it.
so from then on, it was always a joke. You know, one of my Twin Towers had gone, and we just made it normal.
Yeah.
From when I came home, it was a really warm day. I was still going through the menopause, so still getting flushes. And I just used to run around before in my pajama, like shorts, bottoms, and no top.
Yeah.
And when I came out of hospital, I did the same. So the girls seen it immediately. It wasn't a big unveiling. It was like, oh yeah, mum's there with her a bandage and, you know, flat chest. And it was, yeah, I don't think it's changed in any way. I still go swimming. Obviously, I have to wear different swimsuits now, and you have to have a swim prosthesis. But I still get changed in the communal changing, not communal, but in the
Yeah.
open. You know, I don't go into a cubicle or hide away.
No. Well, why should
Because
you? You've nothing to be
yeah,
ashamed of.
and that's how I feel.
Yeah.
And if it makes somebody uncomfortable, you know, that's on them, not me.
Yeah, they should look away. Yeah. That's the thing. It's like the scars that we all have, whether or not they're visible or inside, they don't define you. Like they shouldn't like hold you back. You should embrace them. Like be proud of
Mm. And don't you think in the Western world we are so big on looking a set way and perfect?
them.
Because in India, China, you see people with legs, you know, in the
Yeah,
street. They've got one arm, one leg. They're still going about doing their business, one eye.
exactly.
People don't.
Exactly.
You don't think twice about it,
Right.
you know. But for some reason here, and I'm the same. I'm conforming because I'm still wearing a prosthesis. I'm not walking around one side flat.
Mm.
And that saddens me because I feel that I should be brave enough to do that. But again, I conform.
Yeah. Yeah. I think when it's so around you, it's just hard to escape it.
Mm.
And literally it'll be on your phone. It's everywhere, isn't it? So it's yeah. It's sad because it shouldn't be that way at all.
No, no.
No.
I mean, I love that runner, the one that runs topless, that does all the marathons. That lady, I can't remember
She
her
started
name.
following me
Yeah,
yesterday. I was like, oh my god,
yeah, that's amazing.
hi. I did a little happy dance when I saw she's following me. I was like, yay!
Congratulations. So you should. That's awesome.
Yeah. This is what I love about this community. I wish when I had cancer, it was 4 years ago, and didn't I didn't have this community. I just didn't think to come onto Instagram and look for people who were going through what I went through. And I wish I had,
Mm.
because it's just so supportive. And everyone that I've met through doing this, everyone's just amazing. And it's just,
Yeah.
we've all got this bond. And
And,
it's, yeah,
yeah.
it's
And you learn
amazing.
something from each of them, don't
You
you?
do. That's the thing. It's so inspiring, and I've learnt tons that I never knew
Yeah.
before, and I'm going to carry on learning. It's just so. What does life look like for you now then?
So, like for me, I got involved with a cancer charity local to me. That's called Charlie's. I do Reiki healing.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah.
nice. I
I mean,
say
I've been
nice.
doing.
I've never had Reiki. I've been wanting to, but it always sounds really nice.
We'll have to get together and I'll give you a session.
Yes, I'd love that.
Yeah, because Reiki, it's being proven now that it's really good for cancer. I mean, it's good for every health issue, but they're doing studies now with cancer, and they're trying to get it into hospitals now, just to relax people.
No way. Oh, wow.
Mm. Yeah, and change their mindset and just give them a more positive feeling. So I've been doing it for 20 odd years, and Reiki is coming out now. Yeah, it's being recognised, and it's fantastic. So yeah, still work part time. At work, I talk about it all the time, because and then as you talk about it, then you become the beacon for breast cancer, and you get people asking you, well, so and so's neighbour, do you mind if I give them your name? And I'm like, no, not at all. And online, I've had people, speak to me, and they're like, well, I've seen that, you've gone through it, because obviously I put it up on my story that I had it and I was fine. And they're like, can we have a chat? And yeah, I've befriended loads of people. My world has opened up. America, Canada, obviously England. Yeah, like you say, the community.
It's amazing, isn't it?
It's insane.
It's just, I love it. And the fact that we we didn't have the same cancer, but you just all have this connection, and you all know, like, everyone's had different treatments and different symptoms and everything, but you've all heard those words, you've got cancer, and it's that then just brings us all together. And yeah, it really is amazing.
So it is
It really is.
It's life changing, isn't it? Those, when you're sat there being given those words.
Surreal. Very, very surreal.
The real good word. Yeah.
So if somebody is watching this now and they're currently in the thick of their cancer battle, what would you say to them?
Don't fear it. At the end of the day, cancer is just a mass of cells. It's not the diagnosis that it was. There's so much more. Like you said, others have gone before us, but there's so many more that are surviving. All sorts of cancers.
Yeah.
I think we're fortunate to be having cancer in this day and age. We've got so much more hope.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And reach out.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think it's really hard when you're going through cancer, and if you're trying to speak to your family and friends about it and they don't want to then talk about it because they don't know how to talk about it or what have you, it's then so lonely, because you're then like, well, who do I talk to? Like,
it can be a lonely road, can't it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So it's knowing that there's people out there.
For sure. Yeah, definitely get in touch with any of the communities.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, thank you so much for coming on.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
I love hearing your story. And you're not an imposter. Absolutely not, honestly. Slap you.
Bless you. Thank you. And your platform is amazing. Thank you for doing that.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming on and sharing your story. It's people like you who are just so open about it, and it's making it normal.
It's got to be normal, hasn't it? There's too many of us now.
Yeah, exactly. There's probably more that have it than don't, which is probably a scary thing, but yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Samantha. I absolutely loved talking to you. You're a breath of fresh air. And yeah, enjoy the rest of your evening.
Yes, you too. Lots of love.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.